Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. What's going on? Excuse me. Woo. All right. What's up? So, I decided to try out the old 787-10 from Quality Wings on P3D. Some of you may have already had experiences with it, so I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail. I say a whole lot of detail as if I've I've only been messing with this thing for about, I don't know, a couple of days. Anyway, all right, so there I was. No, here we are in Denver, and just a little short hop for this thing. I say a short hop, but a little short hop to good old Minneapolis, and no idea if on the United Service is Minneapolis and 787. I highly doubt it, but we're going to service them today, so that's what's going to happen. Fairly straightforward. I can appreciate that for those of us that don't have a whole lot of time, because the old pesky thing called life, don't have a whole lot of time. We can just cook us up a flight plan in like SimBrief or PFPX, if hadn't screwed that up. One of those flight planning outlets, and you can throw yourself together a flight plan in short order and get up and going. It's not study level, and quite frankly, I don't know the whole. I don't know, you guys. Yeah. Not really study level, but it's close enough to where it doesn't break the immersion, if that makes sense. Apparently, they've had a whole lot of issues with the previous 787-10 observe taxi geometry, meaning realize that you're in a ginormously, yes, I made that word up, large aircraft. All right, so right now this is the EFB. Sorry, this is the EFB, which is where the in-sim version of Quality Wings dispatcher resides. So we can adjust our zero fuel weight, which we'll actually go ahead and do that now. And what is it? Let's see, 378,000 pounds. Let's see, 507. And it's gonna click there. And fairly decent load. How much fuel? 34,000. So 34,137. There we go. And of course you can see your weights here. And you just set your fuel tanks. And now I kind of wish they had a way you can adjust the brightness, because I don't know, mine looks a little washed out. It may just be because of my brightness settings in Sim. I just set payload there. Makes life a lot easier. Alright, so that's done. We're all set up here. Flight plan has been loaded up. Now we're doing that. Go ahead and pull some weather real quick. Goodness gracious. Alright. Let's see, and this is a really, let's see if I can, I don't know if I can pull that up or not. No. Is that right? Yeah. Get in. Let's see, so departure, I think, what is it, runway 35 left. Which would be kind of nice if we had our, here's the map mode. Make sure our IRS is set up. Cool. Oh, that's good. There we go. Alright. Let's see here. Romeo 6. That's not giving me a whole lot of detail. I'm gonna have to cheat just a little bit. Alright, let's see. I think 3. It's gonna be a bit of a trip, but I'm gonna have to do 3, 4 left. Alright, so 3, 4 left, and what's our departure? Yoke 6. Try not to hit that one. And it's, for me, I'm not sure about anyone else, but for me it does take a little getting used to. As far as how the CDU is set up, to being the touch interface and all, which they do have physical keys, thank goodness, but it's a little different. Alright, so set payload. I think we can copy that. Okay, we set fuel tanks. Menu, performance. Let's see. What is load agent? Airfield payload data available. Interesting. Very interesting. I believe we can also import the performance data as well. Let's go here. Performance. Copy some of that. We'll just pick an optimum condition. Should be dry. And calculate. Alright, this is our, we'll just send this to FMC complete and get a little notification that we have some takeoff data, which is always good. We'll go back here though. Performance, 0 fuel weight. Did that copy over? Let me double check. Yep. I copied over. And go back over here and let's find my reserves. 4.5, cool. Alright, 4.5. Cruise altitude is what, 34? Oh no. 39,000 feet. It seems like you use a combination of the two between the physical keys and. Now I say touchscreen. I don't know if this thing, in fact, I don't think it is at all. I think you use this little touchpad, kind of like a laptop, and that's how you are able to manipulate all the features there. So it looks like our pre-flight is complete. I'm sitting here meandering the whole time and did not board. So we'll go ahead and request boarding, and it'll probably put that stupid stairs in the back, or did it? No? Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so the usual standard, the standard menu here. Go ahead and, oh no, don't need that door. We need this door, we need that door.
Welcome aboard this flight. May we remind you that all seat backs and tray tables need to be in the upright position. All carry-on items brought on board must be securely stowed either under.
And while they're doing that, we'll go ahead and get the overhead configured.
Prior to pushback from the gate, please ensure that your seatbelt is securely fastened. Personal cellular telephones may be used while parked at the gate with the main cabin door open. We will advise you.
Let's see. Trim air. Recirc fans. Ventilation.
The use of some portable electronic devices is prohibited while on board the aircraft.
There we go. I guess it is kind of nice when you're flying large, highly automated airplanes like this. It gives you the opportunity. I mean, pretty much everything is designed to be pressed once and for the most part left alone. So it gives you the ability to focus on more of the management of the flight than anything else. Let's see. So I want to see if we can. Oh, perfect. I'll go ahead and set the sky to 39,000. All right, and what was that? V2 149. We'll set this up here. 149. All right, cool. Let's see. So apparently this thing comes with a lot of bells and whistles, and is also licensed by Boeing from what I've read as well. But heads-up display, which I didn't get the opportunity to show you guys. I was going to show you guys that in a minute, which I guess we're going to do that now. But pretty nice heads-up display. Fairly straightforward. Of course, gives you the ability to declutter as well. I mean, like I said, a lot of you have already, or if you guys don't own this thing already, I think the only difference is it just released Service Pack 2, so which also comes with the Dash 10, which the Dash 10 comes with some unique features as well. But I say unique, there are like a couple, I think. The cantilever, the gear, and of course the longer fuselage and a couple other things. But from a systems perspective, pretty much everything's the same. Range isn't that. Actually, in comparison to the Dash 8, I believe it's a little shorter. I think it's like 6,000 nautical miles compared to the Infinity that the Dash 800 has, or Dash 9, whichever one. So, I don't know. The Dash 10 to me screams high density. I'm pretty sure a lot of airlines in Japan probably gravitated to this model. Then start the APU, and pretty sure the transcontinental flights are probably done quite often in this thing. But all in all, they share the same commonality, just a little longer. So I'm pretty sure crews can operate both under, cockpit commonality. Oh man. What we got? 369 souls on board. Alright, APU should be getting started up here. And we'll go ahead and turn on left and right pack for there. Sounds are really well done. I'm extremely impressed in the sounds. But even in the 757 that quality did so long ago, they've always done a really good job in the PA announcements and all the sights and sounds that increases one's immersion. They've always been very adamant about not creating things that are all the way study level, but pretty close to get some enjoyment out of it. And these few days I've had to really mess with this thing, I can definitely see that. Seems like they really nailed it here. So for the most part, everything's on. Flight deck door, all that's set there. Everything's pretty much good to go. But excuse me. Systems, which those of you who have PMDGs 730s, I mean 747-800, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this type layout here. Let's see. various systems, air conditioning. Not a whole lot of pneumatics in this thing. Most of all the actuators and such are electrically powered. The starters that spin up the fan blades are electrically driven. So startup times, even from what I've looked at on various YouTube videos, are pretty quick. Even for this size of an engine, they're pretty quick. So not a whole lot of air-driven bits in this guy. Hydraulics, electrical, then of course you got your general status page. Checklist there, pre-flight checklist. Let's roll through.
Gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain. We'd like to add our welcome aboard today's flight. We're just finishing up our last minute paperwork, and once we've done that, we'll push back. We're estimating an on-time departure. In the cabin today are some of our finest flight attendants who are there for your comfort, but most of all for your safety, so we ask that you give them undivided attention whenever requested. Once again, thanks for flying with us. Sit back and relax, and I'll update you on our progress once we're airborne.
This is very, very professionally done. Sounds cool. All right, 369. But I mean, despite all the technological advancements, all that fun stuff, at the end of the day, it's still an airplane. And I will say this thing does fly very well. Fly by wire and all that jazz. So it's pretty nice. Not gonna lie, she's pretty nice. Looks like we're already almost done there on the loadout. And let's see here. As I said, I think the taxi out's going to be quite lengthy, but let's see, what was that, 3-4 left? And I do like this. This is really nice. So you know exactly where you're heading to, and you can zoom in a little bit more and actually use that as a taxiway map, which is basically what it is. So, and lots of little features here. It makes this thing much easier to deal with. Alright, so it looks like they've got us all nice and loaded. Looking good here. Shut all the doors. Very, very just wow. I mean, the model, I don't know whoever did their model, they need to get a bonus. Amazing model. I'm going to shut the door here. I've been gawking enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have just reached the main cabin door. All personal cellular telephones must be turned off and stowed for the duration of the
We'll
flight.
depart via the SID,
Flight
climb to
attendants,
initial
prepare doors
altitude.
for departure,
In the event of
cross
emergency
check,
or turbulent
and
coordinate
verify
with
straps.
ATC. You'll fly the airplane, I'll run the checklist, and coordinate with the air traffic control company and the flight attendants. Any questions?
No questions, sir. Excellent. Excellent before takeoff briefing. So, once again, to get this thing fired up, super simple. Fuel pumps, bam. Get your left and right demand pumps on. Alright, looking good here. Everything looks all
Once again, ladies and
lined
gentlemen,
up.
we'd like to welcome you aboard this flight on the Dreamliner. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention to the flight attendants while we review safety information about the 787. Your seatbelt should be fastened at this time. It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while seated. The 8 exits on the 787 are marked with the exit signs. Please locate the 2 exits nearest you, keeping in mind the nearest exits may be behind you. This aircraft has escape path lighting. A change in color or an exit sign will indicate you have reached an exit. Should oxygen be needed, a mask will appear from the compartment above your seat. If you're traveling with someone needing assistance, put on your mask first and then offer assistance. Your life vest is located in a container beneath or in some cases between your seat. If needed, inflate the vest just prior to exiting the aircraft by pulling the red tab on the front vest. A safety information card with more detailed instructions regarding this aircraft is in your seat pocket. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not allowed in the cabin or lavatories. All lavatories are equipped with smoke detection systems, and federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying these systems. As we get ready for takeoff, please help us prepare the cabin by making sure all carry-on baggage is stowed, all seat backs and tray tables are upright, headrests are lowered, and footrests and video monitors are stowed. Customers are required to observe all posted and lighted information signs and adhere to crew members' instructions. Thank you for choosing to fly with us. We will be airborne shortly.
All right. So we are beginning our pushback there. Just went through the 4-star checklist real quick. Make sure everything's all.
Flight deck. Go ahead from cockpit.
Cleared to start engines.
Roger. Clear to start engines. Start both engines.
All right. So we'll go ahead and fire up those engines there, and we'll go ahead and start the right. Make sure you're clear on the right.
Okay, starting engines.
And then starting process is all automatic, so the computer will add fuel when necessary once it gets that number 2 compressor spun up. You can kind of see there, all automatic. Nice growl from those engines. Very cool. All right, got number 2 running. Make sure we're clear there. And I'll go ahead and fire up that lift engine. At some point, I need to get the Ultimate Ground Services add-on that they've came out with. I think they added wing walkers as well. Walk the wings there as we're pushing back. So that should be another stream. And I'll go ahead and kick in that fuel. Most of the times you guys see me either streaming the MD-80 or something crazy like that where you gotta hold off till you bring in fuel. So I can imagine a lot of the 787 drivers
Taxi checklist.
coming over from older airplanes probably struggled a little bit with this during during school. All right, so brake there. I'll fire it up. And let's see, recall chat on brakes RTO. Flight controls, and to do that, we'll just jump over your systems page, flight controls, and we'll just exercise those flight controls: full forward, full right, full left, all the way back, all the way right, full forward, ailerons neutral, elevator neutral. All right, and chat, ground equipment clear, cool. And while we're doing that here, we'll go ahead and get our takeoff flap set. And we'll go ahead and set our transponder to transmit and receive with the whole ADS-B thing. Let's see, so we'll go ahead and get that going, and I'll probably zoom out just a little bit. And we'll just turn off our APU. And we're ready to go. And as powerful as this thing is, I'm literally adding no thrust, and there we go. And you also have access to terminal charts as well. And back to CDU page. And test the brakes real quick. All right, let's see here. And turn here. Just trying to be mindful of the fact that we do have a lot of airplane behind us. So try to plan our turns. Alright, make this left turn. And like I said, there's a couple things missing, but I think one of the another feature that I believe this airplane offers as well in real life, I think it's the tail cam, which, I mean, Lord help you as far as your frame rates are concerned. I know mine was just tank, and I have a fairly decent system. So it's almost one of those things that is kind of be cool, but you know, honestly, I'm just not gonna nothing to really get wound up about. About 14 knots of ground speed. Nice little trot. Frame rates wise, I'm getting about 20-ish right now. Of course, default scenery. I'm using real weather, and apparently it's severe clear in Denver right now. I think I may have overshot my my taxi I'm supposed to take. I bet you it's that one a little further down. That's fine. We'll bypass all this. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know. We may be good. Might be good. I'll zoom a little more. Oh, yeah, they were good. I think actually we make this left to right here. Let's ease on the brakes. And like I said, I want to overshoot that steering line a good bit. But I feel like, and I could be wrong, I feel like you don't have as much nose in front of the airplane, in front of the nose wheel, as if, say for example, like a 747. But got a good bit of tail behind you, so you want to overshoot the steering line a little good bit from what I found, but you definitely don't want to go much further than kind of hard to gauge distance in this end, but don't want to go much further than maybe a little bit under the nose of the outer taxiway line here, your boundary line. That makes sense. Seems to work out pretty good for me, at least. Yeah, I guess we'll just flip this guy on. Like I said, I'm completely idle, and we're getting about 12 knots of ground speed right now, so which is plenty. And while we're getting set up,
Before takeoff checklist.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
okay, good there. Alright, getting pretty close to the active. I'm start easing on the brakes just a little bit. This guy carries a good bit of inertia, so there we go. Alright, one final thing here. We'll check our trim, and we'll adjust that to 3.5, which I do like that here, as you gives you a little reminder there, your trim. That's pretty cool. Alright, 3.5, 5 degrees flaps. Cool. Alright, and we're just going to assume we got clearance, and so we've got clearance received. Finals clear, and the runway is clear. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn on this guy. Normally I'd wait till we get on the runway, but being that we're solo on this one, let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Alright.
Runway verified.
And let's see if I start to turn there. Overshoot the steering line a little bit. And crank the nose wheel over. I don't know if I'm going to be exactly square, but it should be close enough. Come on, just a little bit. And let's see if that'll get us pretty close to center line. I can live with that. Alright, looks like we're all ready to go. right, and take off. No?
80 knots.
Checked.
No all thrown. Sweet. All right.
B1. Rotate.
Okay.
B2.
Whoop.
Positive rate. Gear
Yeah.
up.
There we go. Not giving me much all for elevator there. Right.
Flaps 1.
Flaps up.
All right. Flying the flight director here. Trying to at least. And as you guys can probably tell, I was still a little hesitant on the rotate speed because the last time
With our flight underway, I'd like to once again welcome you aboard. I'd also like to offer a special welcome to our colleagues.
last time I've used this thing was with the Dash 8, which
If you're not a member,
you
please
can
visit us at qxn.com. In just a few minutes,
crank on it a good bit to
meal and beverage service will
at
first
VR to
and coach, beer, wine, and margaritas can be
get off and runway. But this guy, you want to be a little careful because there's
in-flight entertainment available on this
so much airplane,
as well as Wi-Fi.
so much airplane behind you.
The flight attendant will be coming through the aisle.
It's very easy to strike the tail. So,
Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and
all right. Okay, it's done. Yep, that's done. Cool. Alright, so we're at 10,000 feet. We'll go ahead and turn off our landing lights. Frame rate so far really good. I'm getting around 30, well, about 33. It's above 25, which is what I like. Gotta zoom out here a good bit. But yeah, I mean, real, very smooth on the frames. I mean, not a whole lot to it. I mean, everything for the most part handles itself. Not as busy as the Mad Dog or Embraer or anything we've had experience with in the past. Failure pipes. Let's see.
Ladies and gentlemen, the use of approved portable electronic devices is now permitted.
Okay. Looking to see if we got the edit clip. Oh wow. That's pretty cool. Let's go back. Page 1 and 2. Yoke 6 is what we're using, I think. Really cool. Alright, 18,000 feet. So this guy is standard. And all that's good up there. Did look a little bright. Alright, here we go. I will say they have done a fantastic job on the optimizing. I mean, just really smooth. Which was my initial concern, especially with a panel like this. Just like, well, gee whiz, it's going to be a slideshow, but no, I mean, it's like I said, right now I'm around. Of course, I'm set to unlimited. Well, no, am I? No. Excuse me. Around fluctuating a little bit, but like I said, I'm above 25, which was my main concern. One thing I have noticed on this airplane is she is very difficult to slow down. You definitely have to stay ahead of this thing. But we'll go through that here shortly once we get to Minneapolis. But yeah, it does take a little work to get her slowed down, but it's not terrible. Nothing crazy. I'm just, bigger airplane, more inertia, bigger engines, so there's a few things to be mindful of. Very roomy in the back there. I mean, I can, you can kind of see how one could probably, you could think whether they're flying these things up to what, 19 hours. I think they just did oh, was it Qantas or one of those guys out there? They did a 19-hour flight. I think it was a Dash 800, I believe, is what they took the trip on. But 19 hours. It's quite a while, but I mean, if there was any airplane to do it in, this would be the one to do it. Very clean. I think what I can really appreciate about it is it's a clean panel, but at the same time, you still have some familiarity there with any other Boeing you've been in. So it's nothing, not mind-blowing at all. You know, kind of, I mean, as soon as I boot this thing up, it's like, okay, you know, you can kind of feel your way around and get everything going. It's pretty nice. I hadn't really played around with this thing much at all. Info. It's pretty cool. QW config. Battery drain. Ah, nice. Okay. It's info page. Battery drain amp config. Sounds. Display units. Dual Q. Jump ahead. Oh, we may have to try that here in a little bit. Startup. What do you guys think about the new United scheme? Me personally, I don't know. I think it's refreshing compared to what they've had in the past. They did pay homage to Continental, which I kind of like. I mean, just a very clean looking airplane, very efficiently designed. I mean, just looking at it, it looks efficient. You know, it's like, I don't know, I mean, even if you didn't know anything about airplanes, like, you know what, I don't know a whole lot of airplanes, but this thing looks like it could sip fuel. You know, in terms of sip, you know, for a jet engine, but I mean, very good job on the design, and a good job on the modeling by Quality Wings, so hats off to them for that. And of course, this thing being built for, you know, 7,000-mile trips, 8,000-mile trips. I think the max range is what, 640 miles. The 640 miles is the max range for your ND. Those of you who were wondering. Traffic, hadn't had the opportunity to check out the traffic, which I do need to actually find some sort of new traffic program. Now, I used to use Ultimate Flight. Was it Ultimate Flight? One of those. Way back when. Man, it was pretty nice, but it tended to eat frames, so I kind of stopped using them. But it would be nice to kind of liven up the virtual skies, so to speak. Perhaps at some point, I'll have to take a look at it. But your attitude indicator, center attitude indicator. You also get another copy here of your HSI. And you also get your flight information there, transponder code, which, let's see, where's the transponder on this thing? Oh, there we go, transponder. So can any one of these be? Well, bust my buttons. That's awesome. So we're just gonna, I don't know, squawk 5, 3, 2, 1. I don't know. We're just gonna put something in there. 2, 1. Look at that. So what else you got in here? System not installed. Okay. Sat phone. Ringing. Just ringing. Anyone at home? Guess no one's there. Cabin airphone, GPWS. Look at this. This is nice. Wow. And we're at 33,000 feet. Looking good. Once again, the sounds are very, very well done. I'm really impressed. I mean, I think it was $79 for the whole get up, text tag and title, and I'm really impressed. Is it PMDG level? No, but it's not meant to be. It's just really not. But it, I can see why they picked this airplane, because it's almost to the point to where you can have a very good quality simulation of this airplane and not have all of the in-depth nuances and systems and things like that. Because I mean, for the most part, it's, you know, it's designed to be fairly simple to operate. So I don't know. Oh, it almost kind of worked out for him doing this, because initially, I guess one of the main reasons why I kind of held off, I don't know. In my mind, I was like, man, I don't know. You know, the thing just came out, and you know, trying to, you know, especially being burned from past experiences with other aircraft, and you know, that involve very advanced avionics. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Very advanced avionics, and you know, I was like, I don't know, and then I don't know, just the thing didn't rub me the right way. But they released a service. Then I was hearing some complaints and things like that in the forums. You guys seen them regarding some issues they were having. But the Service Pack 2, when Service Pack 2 dropped, and I kind of got to looking at it a little more in depth, and I was like, you know, I mean, I don't do long hauls often. You know, a lot of you guys, you know, know that. I don't do a whole lot of long hauls, but you know, I really wanted to give this thing a try. So I was like, yeah, went ahead and bit the bullet, and I'm very impressed. And even if you don't have the time to do, you know, Perth, Australia to Dallas, Fort Worth, or what have you, you can always utilize this. Well, when to go. the jump ahead feature that we're about to try here in a little bit, and you know, get bored of thing time, or time's getting a little tight for you, just jump ahead and bam, there you go. Problem solved. But the fly-by-wire I've read has been also simulated, and I think there was. They said that the tail strike protection was also implemented, but I have yet to test it. Hence why I'm still a little hesitant on the rotation there. Like I said, so I don't want a tail strike, but at the same time, I'm kind of interested to see if it actually kicks in or not. I need to see if it's listed in the manual or maybe in the FCOM or something as to how many degrees per second upon rotation we can pull and not risk a tail strike. So that'd be some homework for me to check out for sure. But kind of going through the list here, make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm missing anything for you guys. Auto jack function. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but apparently that's implemented as well. Fly-by-wire. Apparently it does have auto land capability. I haven't tested it yet, but apparently it does have auto land capability. Airport display system, which we've played around with that for a little bit. That's pretty nice. Yeah, the tuning control panel we just played around with. That was pretty cool. And when you know it, licensed by Boeing. So yeah, definitely worth checking out here. Now I'm going to, was MSP, like the winds are favoring 1.7. Now the only thing that kind of been nice to have, I mean, it's not something, I mean, by no stretch of imagination is a deal breaker, but it would have been kind of nice to maybe have some sort of AKRs built in or something like that, where one could lost my train of thought. That's just that quick. The pole weather, things like that. There we go. Oh man. I was looking to see here. What the weather is supposed to be. 160 at 12. Come out of the north. Alright, so we'll plan. Tell you what, we'll plan for 1.7. But so what's that? Torgi 3. Swan transition. And no ILS for 1.7. Well, I'll take 12 back. Can give me 12. I'll take runway 12. Alright, we'll execute that. And we can kind of dive into plan mode here and kind of double check our routing. Okay. All right. Zoom in a little more. What's that? You think? All right. All right. Here's what we'll do. We'll take you think. And Krug. I'll go ahead and throw that guy there. There you go. So let's come in a little base final. Bam, runway 12. Perfect. So 66. Oh man, look at that. 66 knot. Basically a tailwind. 550 knot ground speed. Holy smokes. We are not going to be long at all. And it's getting kind of dark, so we'll go ahead and turn on those panel lights there. Now this is a welcomed sight in comparison to the MD-11. Got this one knob, master. Bam, all your lights are on, perfect. I actually want to try a little jump ahead deal. Let's see what happens. Jump ahead. Uh-oh. Hopefully we didn't break it. So hit jump ahead and reposition. We shall see what happens. And pause. Okay, so you hit reposition. There's a little dip in altitude. I'm just curious to see if she'll line out. Let's see if she does. Which we are a little slow in comparison, so it's probably gonna level out until we hit 0.84 Mach, and hopefully it climbs back up to 39,000, which is not a huge issue. I mean, we're at 38.8 flight level, so I mean, it's nothing detrimental, but yeah, it looks like she's coming back up to 39,000. And let's see. Not too much further there. Should be starting to descend here shortly, especially at that ground speed. Alright, let's see here. It's good so far. Alright, I'm gonna step out of the flight deck real quick and I shall return. All right. Getting pretty close to our top of the step. Yeah, let's check out these floodlights real quick. I'm just curious to see. Alright, so that's just obviously for that panel. Aisle panel flood. Alright. Little flood action there. Alright. Not bad. Not bad at all. Excuse me. Whew, my allergies. That time of the year. For me at least. Alright, let's see. Let's venture off back into this EFB real quick. Delete. Alright. And alternate. Alright, so it looks like you don't have access to the other ones there for now. But you do get your SIDs. Or departures there, so that's cool. Let's see. Let's take a look here again. Last little slivers of sunlight there. So you can see the #1 compressor fan blades. Well, there, and then the actual core in the middle. Very nicely done. SATCOM antenna up top there. The general wing flex is really nice. This never ceases to amaze me. All 370 some odd thousand pounds. I was literally sitting on these wings here. Very cool. Alright, let's see what we're looking like here. Really close at top of descent, 21 miles out. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get set up here for our approach. Oops. Let's see. Excuse me. I tell you, for most people, the springtime is when a lot of people start getting sick, and with the allergy, the pollen, and things like that in the air. But for me, for some reason, in the fall, or start of the fall, when my allergies start kicking up. Excuse me. Alright. So it looks like we're pretty much set up here. Now what we can do, we can go to our performance page in the electronic flight bag here and not do takeoff. Go to landing, and we'll just copy all of our flight plan data over. So the winds, obviously, is actually gathered from our current situation as to what we're dealing with now as far as wind. So right now, excuse me, winds coming out of the southwest, sorry, at 52 knots. So that's what we're getting here. So that's obviously not accurate in Minneapolis. So what we'll do, let me pull the weather here from my
Ladies and gentlemen, please check that your seatbelt is securely fastened. To prepare for landing, it will be necessary to collect all service items, as well as any other items you wish to discard, such as newspapers.
So there's our descent point. Let's see, let's look and see. Looks like the winds did indeed pick up. So we got winds out of the south. Well, no, actually, calm down, I'm sorry. Initially, they're coming around 15, 16 knots. Now there's 150 at 8. And looking at the TAF, the terminal area forecast seems to be falling off there as the day goes on, so should be pretty good. So what, 1508? So this is where I actually had issues with. So 150. See how that goes back to 0 instead of 15. Let's clear this out, obviously. 15. So we're good there. 0. Now it does it at 8 knots. Alright, so that's good. Alright, so the temperature is 9 degrees Celsius in Minneapolis, so pretty chilly. 9 degrees Celsius there. And the altimeter 2972. And of course not. 29er period 29er 72. Or not. Let me get the QNH real quick. So alright, 1006 millibars. Alright, so 1006. Are you happy? Alright, and category config, we'll be doing a, or not. Let's see, so that's their condition. Weird. Alright, thrust rating, of course, optimal. No, that's landing. Good grief. There we go. Dry. I gotta do the winds again. Alright, 150. 8 knots. Alright. Perfect. That's that. Our category of landing will be a manual landing, and no anti-ice will be used. We're above 0 degrees Celsius. Our revision, no credit, whatever that means, no idea. Spoiler configuration will be an auto. Brakes, we'll set for auto brake 2. Calculate that, and bam, that's all of our landing and performance data. So our VREF, now we can add, let's say if we got a pretty good crosswind or gusting winds, we can do VREF +5, for example. So that's your reference speed. So we'll add, so our VREF is 147, so you can add +5 to that or whatever. You could actually designate that there, so that's pretty cool. And we'll just send that output to our flight management computer. And bam, there you go. So yeah, I mean, you can, I mean, this thing's very, very nicely done for an $8 add-on. I mean, you can't get much better than that. Can't get much better than that. Let's see. And turn on the dome lights here. You guys can take a look at the flight deck. Very simplistic overhead panel. Everything is labeled. You got your electrical, window heat, all of your flight deck door, emergency service interphone type stuff, your hydraulic panel, passenger signs, your lights, interior lighting. Of course, these are your fire handles up here. Cargo fire, and then down here you also have your fire handles for your engines. Engine controls there for your basically startup. Electronic engine control, on-off buttons, fuel jettison, your fuel panel, which everything's automated. So if you need to cross feed, you can cross feed. Fairly simple to do. You can also hit this guy and it will balance the fuel for you, but we don't have that issue right now, so we got default indication. Anti-ice, all auto. Now everything's pretty much set to go there. Cargo temp. You can adjust the cargo. For example, if you got live animals on board, you can warm up the cargo area. Air conditioning and pressurization. Like I said, most of this is all in auto. So once again, really simple. Alright, so at 25,000 feet, we'll go to that checklist here. Press checklist, just double check your altimeters. Pretty self-explanatory there. To set checklist, we'll say we've recalled all of our enunciations, we've checked the notes, auto brakes, and like I said, we're set for auto brake 2. Landing data, we've already set our landing data. Minimums for this approach. Does he have approach? Let's see here. Yes, complete. Now we got SIDS. Any approach chart, so doesn't look like. Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Alright, so this is the approach that we're about to be shooting. Runway 12 right in Minneapolis. There's our ATIS freak. Approach frequency tower. Final approach fix to be, let's see. Should be Peyton, but we're bypassing that to Utink. Airport elevation 842 feet. Final approach course, which all of this is set for us by the flight management computer, so we'll deal with that at least. But we can leave that hovering there. So we've double checked our landing data, and approach briefing is complete. So that should be all set. So as I was saying before, it's a fairly slick airplane. So sometimes we'll have to help it along. We'll add a little spoiler. Kind of assist us see our speed there starting to match up with what we need. And yeah, we've already done the descent checklist, so we're good there. I'm passing 21,000 feet. As far as lighting, everything's pretty dark now, so not a whole lot to see outside. And sometimes it's kind of have to baby the spoilers just a little bit to keep that descent profile. Which, speaking of descent profile, what you can do as well, go down here to menu and vertical situation display, and it gives you the airplane in reference to the planned vertical profile that you're looking to shoot, which to me is freaking awesome, especially if you're getting vectored by air traffic control and having to make adjustments, things like that. So, and you can also make your selections here if you want to see traffic, airports, position data, which basically what it does, it takes two VARs and using their radials and gives you a good triangulation of where you're at. So yeah, so we're supposed to be at 13,000 feet by Torgy, which I don't know if we're gonna quite make that. Well, we'll see here. We'll see what we can do. All right, so we're past our transition altitude. Air barometric pressure in there. And we're about 9 miles from Targi, so we're at what, 7,000 feet. And I don't know if we're gonna make that one. Now we can, of course, put this thing in a vertical speed mode and manage our descent that way, which more often than not what you're gonna do anyway. And we'll go ahead and bring down our, if I can find it, and turn on the dome light real quick, our heads up display. And the first officer also has a heads up display as well, if you happen to be sitting in the first officer side, which you can do that here, and you're on the first officer side. And we'll fold this guy up right now. Alright, dome light off. So heads up display, those of you aren't familiar, just gives you the pertinence of what's going on as far as where your airplane is in space. You got your speed right now, 310 knots. We're at 15,000 feet descending, and we're descending at 1,900 foot per minute. That's a little negative value there. It gives you a little horizontal situation display on the bottom, as well as your heading is where the airplane's pointing. So it's kind of watching the engines here, see what they do. So we're past Torquay already. So we crossed Torquay probably like 1,000 foot above where we're supposed to be, which is fine. I don't think we'll need this guy. Now I did notice this. I'm not sure. I did have like some flickering going on my heads-up display, so I'm not sure if it's my system configuration or what. But I did get that, but it's nothing insane. All right, let's just zoom in a little bit. Alright, so we need to slow down to 240, which we got speed brake in, I believe. Speed brakes are deployed. And in case you're wondering, you can verify that by looking at spoilers here as I retract them, deploy them. Yeah, see if we can keep our profile. Seatbelt signs are on. Alright, go notification. Unable to maintain VNAV vertical speed. Yep, we know. We know. We are using speed brakes. So, speed brakes are out. We got everything except the kitchen sink out. And we are slowing down. So, I think we'll be fine to hit our final approach fix, but we're just not going to meet that profile. But, I mean, real life, you're hardly ever going to ATC, especially a busy airport, is very rarely going to let you follow your profile. Alright, so I call for approach checklist, which we've already done. Which basically just encompasses altimeter setting, getting ATIS and all that fun stuff. Alright, so we're at 240. I'm going to keep the brakes in though. Keep the brakes out. And we'll just monitor this ascent here. Alright, making a just crossed what was that? Kanya, I think. And we're below 10,000 feet, so landing lights are on. And we're in a terminal area, so we'll go ahead and turn on that logo light as well. Just for giggles. Now we can retract the speed brake and see what she does. Just want to babysit it though. Just want to make sure it doesn't get away from us. And actually, here's what we're going to do. We're going to tell the autopilot we want to try to maintain 200 knots, which we know that's not going to happen. Not right now, at least. But because we're about to hit almost a 90-degree turn, which would be our base leg for runway 12. So I don't want to carry too much energy into that turn. And I think we're good without the vertical. For me, I kind of like it less cluttered. Well, that's just me. Got our altitude set up for 4,000 feet. And I'll go ahead and set this guy up for 109 knots. This really does remind me of the 757. 90% of the descents of the descent portion on the airplane consists of lots and lots of speed brake. I found, so it's not it's not uncommon to use a lot of speed brake if you need to meet your desired descent profile. All right, so we're at 220. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and add some flaps. I'm going to give it flaps 1. And this is, like I said, staying ahead of the airplane. Because once you get on glide path and get on the approach portion, it's, like I said, it's pretty difficult to get her to slow down. All right, so we're at, got flaps 1 in there. She's slowing down nicely. And if you can look here, it gives you your recommended flap speeds there, which is pretty nice. I do like that. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Yes, I know. I know. All right, so we're at flaps 1 right now, 200 knots. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw in flaps 2. Let's see, what was that? Flaps 5. There we go. I was about to say 2. Flaps 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, in preparation for landing, please return all seat backs and tray tables to their upright and stowed position. Ensure all portable electronic devices are turned off, and stow all carry-on items. Additionally, footrests and video monitors must be returned to their original position. Thank you.
All right, right now we are on approach there in good old Minneapolis, Minnesota. And the Boeing 787-10. Alright, so we're looking pretty good. And so your DME says we're about 18 miles out. I like to see 180, so let's go ahead and slow down to about 180 and see what that does for us, because what we're going to do, we're also going to add a little more vertical speed, about 1,000 foot. Try to expedite that descent. We're basically 18 miles from the airport, and so I don't want to play around with having to chase the glide slope. Alright, so we are starting our base leg here, or in our base leg. Does really good at low speeds. Not quite 180, but she's lining out pretty good. Let's go ahead and arm that approach mode for our autopilot, and that should get us set up on the localizer here, hopefully. Yeah, it looks like she's doing her thing to intercept that localizer. We're just under the glide slope. We're about a dot under the glide slope, which is okay. What we're going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and slow to 170, because once we hit 4,000 feet, things are going to happen pretty quick. Alright, so we're 1,000 feet above our altitude of 4,000 feet, and like I said, we're 14 miles out now. And like I said, you guys notice that little flicker? That's from the heads-up display. So that's what that is. Alright, so she's doing her thing here to try to level out at 4,000 feet. Once she levels out, I'm gonna go ahead and drop gear. I'm gonna call for gear down. Yep, let's go ahead and call for gear down there. And we're gonna call for flaps 10. And we're just intercept the glide slope. We'll slow down to about 160 there. We got gear down, looking good. start walking that speed. Now we're 10 nautical miles out from the airport. So we're getting pretty close. Let's go ahead and call for 15.
Flight attendants, please be seated for arrival.
Alright, and go ahead and call for flaps 17.
2,500.
Alright, there's the radar altimeter, 2,500 feet. And what was that, flaps 20, I think? Or 18? Well, dang, 18, never mind. Alright, so go ahead and bring it down to about 146, I believe. 147, I think. Alright, and what is that, flaps 20 now? There we go, there we got flaps 20 there. And slowly work those flaps in. Got a little crosswind. I say a quartering wind. 170 at 15. Still looking pretty good though for the approach. We'll let her settle down a little bit now through that final notch of flaps in. So I got autogen up pretty high, and right now it's about 14 frames. So she does dip, but I do have some fairly intensive scenery for Minneapolis, so that's probably why. Alright, looking pretty good there. We're about 1,500 foot by the airport, and we'll go ahead and put in that final notch of flaps. Arm the auto brake.
Land 3.
Alright, man, we'll go ahead and take the airplane. Alright, I have controls. And we're just going to fly that flight director.
1,000.
Everything's nice and trimmed, looking good. Just gonna fly that flight director. Yeah, kicking a little rudder there. A little bit of a wind shift.
500. 400. Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
200. 100.
All right.
40. 30.
Idle.
20. 10.
And we're just gonna fly the nose hole down. Don't let it drop. Fly it down, and reverse is engaged.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be taxiing for the next few minutes, so please remain
And oh,
until the captain turns off the fasten.
we even caught the next exit. How about that?
Around your seating area, in the seat pockets,
How
and
about that?
bags for all personal belongings that you brought on board. Please take care when opening the overhead bins, as the contents may have shifted during flight.
All right. I have no idea where the international terminal is here in Minneapolis, so we're just gonna kind of wing it. While we're winging it, and get the airplane cleaned up real quick. Come on up, come on up. All right. And I'm just going to bring the airplane to a stop while we're getting everything settled here. Where's that taxi light? There we go. All right. I said no, absolutely no idea where the international terminal is. We'll kind of take a little trip here and see. I think this is all regional stuff here, I believe. That's the only thing that bugs me, a little flickering. I don't know what that flickering is, so I'll bring that guy up. I don't think we'll be needing her right now. And like I said, no idea. I want to say if my memory serves me correct, it's like gate G or something like that, but we're just going to freak everybody out and just park here. Freak them all out, I say. Alright, let's see, make this turn. Is this G? That's 777. I don't know. I'm gonna have to cheat a little bit, but I won't have any ground guiding. And I think I'm good with that. There you go. Spoiler should be in. Alright. And that strobe light should be off as well. There we go. But since we're here, let's see. Taxi light off. And go ahead and turn on. Oops. Don't light there. And hydraulic pumps are off. Window heat off. And let's see. I have no idea what gate this is. Oh, is that G6? Well, technically I should be here, but oh, it's G5, that's G6. Whoops. Ah, well, it'll be fine. You guys get the point. Alright, anywho. But, yeah, that is Vote Parking Services. That should be it, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice add-on. Very nice add-on. Definitely worth the scratch if you're itching for something long haul. And I really can't say anything bad about it, honestly. I'm sure there's some little whatevers here and there, but you know, I mean, for something this in depth to be enjoyable, easy on frames, things like that, you know what, I'll take this all day long. But guys, you have yourself an awesome weekend. Hopefully I'll see you again here shortly, and well, till next time, you guys be safe and get your blue side up.